NACHO Sundays, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Live on YouTube on the EBL exclusive Battle League Network. Hosted by Fibonacci Brown.
NACHO Sundays, NACHO Sundays, NACHO Sundays. NACHO Sundays, NACHO Sundays, NACHO Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme, nacho Sunday.
NACHO Sundays. Where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. Hosted by Fibonacci Brown.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme,
NACHO Sundays. Where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. Hosted by Fibonacci Brown.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme, nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays.
Hosted by Fibonacci Brown. Don't forget to go to FibonacciBrown.com to get your copy of Throwing Down.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays.
Brought to you by the exclusive Battle League Network. EBL.
Now, all this time I've been muted and y'all wasn't going to say nothing. Thank you, Diddy, for telling me that I was muted. Welcome to the NACHO Sunday show, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. This is season 2, episode 4. I am excited about this week's episode because we have some things that we have only talked about in the past, but we are actually going to see some visuals on it this week. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Diddy. I'm so glad he said something. I appreciate Red Locks in the chat that I was just about to tell me. Thank you guys, because I hear me talking, but I can't hear if you hear me talking. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. But anywho, we've got some announcements that we have got to get out of the way. I want to first say that I know the last time we were together, I made an announcement about a JAG card that was going to go down on the 23rd. And we didn't find out until after the announcement that there were going to be some changes. So I do want to apologize to my audience if you guys pulled up like, hey, Nachi told me there was going to be a battle and I was here for it and it was supposed to be lit. I do understand, but from what I understand, there's going to be some changes. So that card was not able to be presented at that time, but we are still on for March 9th with the goods card. It's going to be called Pay Homage. And what that is a collaboration with EBL Exclusive Battle League, as well as Goods and his channel and platform. And we are going to be presenting some battles with Goods on the Pay Homage card. From what I understand, there are at least 3 battles I'm aware of that are going to be taking place. That is on March 9th. That's going to be Rick B versus Jay Normus, Lockhart versus Jay Pyro, and Innovate versus Maze. So I'm suggesting that you guys pull up for that. And like I said, there are going to be some visuals that we've only talked about in the past, but I definitely want to share that with you. So here is the trailer for the Goods card, Pay Homage, happening on March 9th. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I got to make sure I can share it. That is going to be the Goods card on March 9th. And that is going to be on the Goods channel, from what I understand. And EBL will be presenting Rick B versus Jay Normus, Lockhart versus Jay Pyro, and Innovate versus Maze. So, like I said, there is a trailer for that battle, and I'm going to somehow figure out how to show you that trailer before we get out of here today on Nacho Sundays. So, another thing I wanted to tell you guys about is make sure that you guys are pulling up to FibonacciBrown.com. That's capital FIBONACCI, capital BROWN.com. You will find over there that I am a published author, and I have written a book called Growing Down: The Observation of the Masculinization of the Black American Woman. And it is still on sale for the introductory price. So if you head over there and purchase your copy, you will be able to get it at the introductory price. Again, that is a book I've written and published called Growing Down: The Observation of the Masculinization of the Black American Woman. That is over at capital FIBONACCI, capital BROWN.com. Make sure you head over there for that. And then also make sure you guys tune in every Sunday at 6 o'clock right here for Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho Opinion is Nacho's opinion. And we devour our nacho for a whole hour, talking about things that fit into those layers in the way that we do. Now, I know some of you guys remember from season 1 of Nacho Sundays, where we said, or at least I said, that I was going to be working on an album. I was working on a project with my better half. And we were working to get that project manifested so that we could bring it to you. And we have definitely finished volume 2 of our project. And the first song we are going to release from that project is a song called Applings. And we have completed a video visual for that song. And it's actually doing double time because the video is also kind of an Easter egg drop for a movie we are also working on. And some of the scenes in the video do come from the movie that we are working on. And then it is also a lot of my personality, a lot of 2-1 Illuminous personality. He is also a big part of the direction of the video, and he is absolutely 100% of the production of the song, as well as rapping on the song with me. So I am going to share my screen to bring you that. Please tune in closely so that you guys can see the video premiere of my video, Fibonacci Brown, along with 2-1 Illuminous in the video with me in our project called Oplings. Let's see here. I'm excited for y'all to see this. Okay. And here we go.
Need more time to unravel this network.
Oh, somebody's yelling at me to start it over. Okay.
Over in mothership trust is checking in over. I may have been detected. I'm using the tuning forks in reverse frequency to heal myself when necessary. Seems like there's more than just one. It is a network that I'm unraveling here. So I'm gonna need more time to unravel this network. If you understand what I'm saying. Over in our mothership, see you soon, and trust we would have your people ready to lead these motherfuckers to doom. You can always trust and trust. Over in our mothership, we in this bitch.
Yeah, T1 Illuminous, Fibonacci Brown, yeah. It's fuck these oplings seeking refuge in my mental. This wish a nigga was central. Make sure it's holy in your temple. You a vegetable when I'm in the room, and I'm vegetarian when I eat my food. Palms together when I pray on you, cause the chef about to use her favorite tool. Chop, cut, slice, dice. Shit, I ain't even got a knife. Seem like when I spell it in a rhyme, I cut a motherfucker up and serve him over rice. You ain't the only one that lose your cashews like you fi. But since me goes nuts too, I call it stir fry. Talk that shit, I'm licking my lips. This kind of beef my favorite shit. Scrimmage anonymous, like nigga, who you playing with? And that's a meal on you haters. Healthiest meal you ate in ages. The way I see through the bullshit numbers, I might be Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, and that's on Trinity. Shit piss and spit on the enemy. Fake friend of me, shit be offending me. Limit to sending me, friend of me, remedy. Serving that knockoff Nike shit. Check a nigga like, yeah, just try it. I like when they think they tough. Smash on the top, I'll fuck them up.
You can say you seen what you seen, but that don't really mean that's what you really saw. Shape shifted, face different, hate different, waste time and space different. Bing bong, ding kong, big lies about the size of King Kong. With a rhetoric's rhetorical like Solomon, you better put your ring on, cause the stove is really hot. 4 eyes, 4 pots, 2 pans. Dinner with dessert cooking in the kitchen. From scratch, no cans, and I'm walking with the band. Big hats, big boots, drum major. Big stick, long post, love nose, big shot, long ranger. Big hawk talking, giant walking, titan writing, call description. Super Saiyan, saying something, slaying legion with description, 2nd edition. I'm a shot on a mission, quick hand position, Cherokee with the vision. Seminole limit, Florida to the boo, I don't stop, get it. Sosa, no Sammy Davis, Jr. dancing, tap, fast feet, hand cannon, blam, grandstanding, cub man, and dub man, and nigga. Everything back, everything stole, everything go, everything cold, everything got, every motherfucking peanut butter in light bulb, motherfucker.
Okay. I'm sorry. Over.
And I'm back, y'all. I got my shades on because the future seems really bright from where I'm sitting. I'm claiming it. So I got my shades on because it's bright. But yes, everyone, that is my first installment from the Scription Volume 2 project. As far as our visual contribution, we are excited about this. So if you like what you saw, please head over to our YouTube page, scriptionvol.com as well. And you can check out that video, share it, like it, tell everybody about it, run the numbers up. I don't mind at all. Just go ahead. Just tell everybody, don't hold back. And as always, I appreciate your support. So, we're going to slide over to the chat really quickly, as we always do. As you guys know, that my chat is a huge part of our show. So we are definitely going to check out the chat on this show. And so far, of course, Commodity has checked in to let me know all of the technical challenges I'm having. He's the one that told me I was muted initially. And then Redlocks came in to help us out. I appreciate you both. And yes, Redlocks, salute to you as well. Wayne Almighty in the building. Wayne has been able to definitely release new music. It's probably like every 20, 30 minutes. So I'm glad to be able to have something to share with Wayne, since we have definitely listened and banged a lot of his music. So I'm definitely glad to be able to give him something to bang in his car. And I'm telling you now, you are going to find Oplings on the Scription Volume channel on YouTube, and you want to listen to it in your car. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get on the freeway and listen to that song. You will drive fast. You just might attract the wrong attention. So if you're gonna listen to Scription Volume 2 and you're listening to Oplings, listen to it on the side streets where you will be a little more encouraged to drive slowly, because you're gonna drive fast. You're gonna get where you're going real fast if you're listening to it on the freeway. So shout out to Wayne in the building. Lyrically inclined music. Thank you for pulling up to Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho Opinion is Nacho's Opinion. This is season 2, episode 4. We are glad to have you join us. Wayne said cook. See, playing the video, he said cook. He is definitely feeling what he heard. And if you're feeling like Wayne, make sure you definitely check out that song on our page. And don't forget about this show as well. Make sure you are liking and sharing about Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho Opinion, it's Nacho's Opinion, every Sunday at 6 p.m. And my favorite is in the building, 21XL. That is the additional genius that you heard on Oplings with me. He is the gentleman playing the detective in the movie that we are doing in tandem with these songs and soundtracks. So that second verse, you can say what you say, that'll really make. Yeah, that's him. That's 21XL in the chat. He did a fantastic job. That beat is amazing. He killed that. If he didn't even rap on it, he killed the beat. So just let's soak that in. And he's also a huge part of the direction of the movie. He's writing it, and it's also a lot of him doing the directing. So he's wearing quite a few hats on a lot of the projects that we're working on. So shout out to him. And Wayne keeps saying Mr. Nachi. I told Wayne I'm Mrs. 21. Yes, indeed. It looks like Dave has entered the chat. How you doing this evening, Dave? Thank you for pulling up to Nacho Sundays. I appreciate you. And yes, before we get too far into enjoying the chat, as I normally do, I'm definitely going to be back to you guys, but we do have to get into our nacho. And the first portion of the nacho that we usually get into is the nacho cheese. And the nacho cheese it's all the money matters, things how our money is being affected, ways we can use our money to help it work for us. All of the money talk is in the nacho cheese portion of our nacho. And in this week's episode of the nacho cheese, we are going to talk about AT&T. Now, I really think a lot of y'all already know. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. You know, you if you have AT&T, there was an outage. Let's just be direct. There was an outage, and the conspiracy mill was probably smoking, considering how quickly it was turning regarding what was actually happening and why. So during 3 days ago, I want to say it was 2 days ago. It was Sunday, it was Friday. Friday or Thursday. One of those days, somebody will correct me in the chat. But there was an outage where many customers across all the phone providers were complaining about not being able to make or receive calls or make or receive text. The major phone provider that was impacted was AT&T. AT&T had a huge part of their service provider areas where they couldn't do anything for several hours. Some people were out for just a couple of hours, but some people were out all morning. I was impacted by this outage, so was my family, and we couldn't talk to anybody all morning. Calls were missed. There were work things that couldn't be handled. From what I understand, people who had AT&T on the internet, they also were able to have internet service, but not necessarily phone service. So I'm not sure what the disconnect was there, where other AT&T service worked, but the phone didn't. So there, like I said, the conspiracy mill was spinning so fast it was smoking. And I've heard everything from it was a cyber attack to it was a faux attack to plan for some bigger similar attack. And AT&T was the provider that can handle it. So they decided to go ahead and launch this faux attack, all kinds of rumor mill stuff, you know. So it didn't surprise me under the circumstances. But one real question I heard, which I thought it was worth talking about in the nacho cheese, should the people who were impacted by this outage be compensated in such a way that will be monetary or be a way that they can impact their immediate phone bills? Like I said, there were people who missed out on business calls, people who couldn't receive calls, emergencies that couldn't be addressed because of this outage. Do you think you should get a credit back on your phone bill? If you do you think it should be a percentage, or do you think you should just get a flat rate of money back off of your bill? And if you accept that, let's say it might have been a cyber attack, do you think that you should deserve some compensation in the future if it's determined that, yes, this was a cyber attack and, you know, it is what it is, your information's compromised and whatever? Because a lot of what people are claiming with this cyber attack is that the system was attacked in a way that will allow for some other phantom server to come in and download your information, and then everything that you've done on your phone is now going to this phantom server. So I'm asking this question because if there is some, let's say how some companies who get a hold of your personal information, if there's any kind of data breach, they send you some class action literature. You are involved in a class action suit, you among all these other millions of people, and if you fill out this form and follow these steps, you know, you could receive your portion of the payout of this class action suit. And then when the class action suit is settled and all the payouts are coming out, you are the recipient of a whopping 32 cents or $32 or some minimal amount like that. Is it worth it to see if you have a legal position, or do you want is it your money and you need it now? you feel like, you know, you interrupted me 2 days ago. It's already been waiting too long for me to receive some sort of compensation for all the money I missed and the business I couldn't handle and the emergencies that didn't get addressed at the time. What do you think is fair? Now, I talked to a few people, and some people are okay with the percentage. They're okay saying, you know, let's get a percentage of the off of my bill, and I should be good with that. The problem is that there are some people who have a little, you know, $70 phone bill, and then there are some people who got a $350 phone bill. And the person who, of course, has the larger phone bill amount is going to get a bigger percentage off of their bill. Doesn't mean they were impacted any less. It doesn't mean they lost any less business than somebody with a bigger bill. So a lot of people were saying, I don't want to do the percentage thing. I want a flat rate that everybody can agree on. If they want to take $70 off my bill and my bill is $70, so be it. So I don't know where my audience stands with that, but in Nacho's opinion, and again, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion, it's what you came over here for. I would say do a flat rate. I'm going to say do a flat rate. And I wouldn't hold out for any class action litigation or any legal action at all, because I haven't seen those really pay out very well. They come back with ridiculous check amounts. You wait 7-8 months to find out you won $17 along with 300,000 other people. So it just doesn't seem worth the effort or headache or wait. So I would, I'm suggesting a flat dollar amount. Now I see Dave is in my chat. He is saying to definitely should get a credit off the phone bill. I agree with you, Dave. I do think that, you should be compensated. Something should happen that shows that AT&T acknowledges that they definitely put people in some inconvenient circumstances. And there were things that were scheduled, things that couldn't get done, people who couldn't be reached because of this inconvenience through no fault of the customers. So to just be like, yeah, we did it. Well, it's fixed now. I'll be happy it's fixed. I was this close. Can y'all see in between there? I was this close. So like, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go get me another phone. I have been really sour with phone providers. I haven't had the greatest of experiences. So I was really close to looking for another phone provider. But I do hope that AT&T does something to correct this. And again, I don't want a keychain. I don't want some, AT&T bucks for, $7 off of a $20 accessory that should have been $5 in the first place. I'm not here for none of that. Let me see it in my bill. Okay. So I agree with Dave. We should definitely get a credit off the phone bill or something. I just think it should be a flat dollar amount to compensate all of the customers in a fair way. I don't think it should be percentage wise. I think it should be a flat rate. So I'm interested to know, what do you guys think? I know David shared his opinion. 2-1 is in the chat. He's in the chat, definitely letting us know how he feels. He's telling me to talk because we couldn't. Listen, not being able to. When I tell you, I called my kids. I was calling everybody like, I know doggone well this bill is taken care of. I know it's paid for. I should be able to make the calls that I need to make. And it took for some discussions on some other platforms, emails, Discords, where people were saying, no, there's something going on. Check the news. And then finally I saw the article. I'm like, oh, okay, there's a whole outage out here. So yeah, it definitely had me panicked. I definitely had to check on loved ones. I wasn't prepared for that. And that kind of bothered me. All of my phones are through the same carrier. So I know for one, I am considering a backup phone on another provider because I don't like the feeling of not being able to move about my day in a familiar way because of something that inconveniences me in that way. So it definitely made me uncomfortable, definitely made me think about some things. Listen, we were on our way to the bank. We were on our way to be like, listen, I'm not trying to deal with nothing electronic. We didn't know, but we had to. It was definitely eye-opening. I think 2-1 said that in the chat earlier too, that it was definitely eye-opening. Definitely made me want to do some more preparatory things in order to be able to just not have to be at such a disadvantage should something like that happen again. So listen, I was really upset after my phone came back on. Like once everything was back up, I wanted a credit on my bill. I wanted it to show up spontaneously and instantaneously, just out of nowhere. Boom, $25 off your bill. Like I just wanted it to be right there. I was glad, but at the same time, I was like, oh no, you didn't. You're not just gonna do this and then that's it. So, but right now, everyone, we have definitely arrived at the midpoint of our show, and we are going to take a break. I think I'm going to show the Oplings video again, as well as the mid-break theme. So we'll be right back. Oops.
You are now listening to the NACHO Podcast, brought to you by the EBL Network. If it ain't exclusive, it don't matter. It's not your time to talk, it's time to listen. So pull up to the table with your plate and pay attention. It's not your time to talk, NACHO Sunday. It's something different. This is not your opinion, and you don't wanna miss it. It's not your time to talk. It's time for the show.
And we're back. I'm going to share the video again because I'm excited about this Oplings video, guys. And if you're excited like me, please go share the video. Give me 1 second.
Using the tuning forks in reverse frequency to heal myself when necessary. Seems like there's more than just one. It is a network that I'm unraveling here. So I'm gonna need more time to unravel this network, if you understand what I'm saying. Over in our mothership, see you soon, and trust we will have your people ready to lead these motherfuckers to doom. You can always trust and trust. Over in our mothership, we in this bitch.
Yeah, T1 Illuminous, Fibonacci Brown, yeah. It's fuck these oplings seeking refuge in my mental. This wish a nigga was central. Make sure it's holy in your temple. You a vegetable when I'm in the room, and I'm vegetarian when I eat my food. Palms together when I pray on you, cause the chef about to use her favorite tool. Chop, cut, slice, dice. Shit, I ain't even got a knife. Seem like when I spell it in a rhyme, I cut a motherfucker up and serve him over rice. You ain't the only one that lose your cashews like you fi. But since me goes nuts too, I call it stir fry. Talk that shit, I'm licking my lips. This kind of beef, my favorite shit. Scrimmage anonymous, like nigga, who you playing with? And that's a meal on you haters. Healthiest meal you ate in ages. The way I see through the bullshit numbers, I might be Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, and that's on Trinity. Shit piss and spit on the enemy. Fake friend of me, shit be offending me. Limit to enemy, friend of me, remedy. Serving that knockoff Nike shit. Check a nigga like, yeah, just try it. I like when they think they tough. Smash on the top, I'll fuck them up.
You can say you seen what you seen, but that don't really mean that's what you really saw. Shape shifted, face different, hate different, waste time and space different. Bing bong, ding kong, big lies about the size of King Kong. With a rhetoric's rhetorical like Solomon, you better put your ring on, cause the stove is really hot. 4 eyes, 4 pots, 2 pans. Dinner with dessert cooking in the kitchen. From scratch, no cans, and I'm walking with the band. Big hats, big boots, drum major. Big stick, long post, love nose, big shot, long ranger. Big hawk talking, giant walking, titan writing, calling scripture. description. Super Saiyan saying something, slaying legion with description. Second edition, I'm a shot on a mission. Quick hand position, Cherokee with the vision. Send me no limit, Florida to the boo. I don't stop, get it, get it. Sosa, no Sammy Davis Jr. dancing, tap, tap, fast feet, hand cannon, blam, blam, grandstanding, cub man, and dub man, the nigga. Everything back, everything stole, everything go, everything cold, everything got every motherfucking peanut butter in like bowl, motherfucker.
Okay. I'm sorry. Over.
So that's Opplings, y'all. I can't wait for you guys to really spread the word, run all the numbers up. I won't stop you. And I also have another surprise for you guys. Like I told you at the top of the show, there is going to be a goods card called Pay Homage, collaboration with EBL. We have 3 battles on that card, and we do have a trailer.
All this jewelry get the holes there. The 20 racks on a boxing match. You go, champ. Yeah, I invested in stock, me and my whole camp. Still trying to figure out a name for this dope stamp. Now that's real. All this jewelry get the holes there. The 20 racks on a boxing match. You go, champ. Yeah, I invested in stock, me and my whole camp. Still trying to figure out a name for this dope stamp. Now that's real.
Now, shout out to Miss Vicious for those graphics and visuals. I see you. But yes, as it's stated in the trailer, that is going to be going down on March 9th. And that is a collaboration with Goods Channel and EBL Exclusive Battle League, the Pay Homage card. So make sure you guys tune in and pull up for that. Like I said, it's going to be on Goods YouTube channel. I do believe you'll be able to catch it also on the Exclusive Battle League channel on YouTube, but I want to make sure of that. So just plan to be tuned in to one of those from this point, and I will definitely get that nailed down for you on the next Nacho Sundays. So before we go any further, I want to make sure that I shout out the editor on our video, our cameraman. Grism Vision did an amazing job with the editing of our video. I just want to make sure that I shout him out. We appreciate you and everything you do. Thank you so much for doing such a fantastic job, and we are looking forward to working with you more in the future. So that's Grism Vision. Make sure you follow his YouTube pages as well. Check him out on all media platforms. He is definitely doing his thing when it comes to film and videography. And we see you. So we are looking forward to the future. Okay, so we're going to be moving into the Beefy Nacho. And in the Beefy Nacho, we talk about conflict wherever it may exist in the world. And that could be from conflict with your favorite celebrities to conflict in politics. This week in the Beefy Nacho, we are going to be talking about cyberbullying. So that's going to be the internet versus everybody. I wanted to talk about this subject because it has definitely hit a little closer to home than what I am used to seeing. And I want to make sure that we talk about it in an informed way so we can make sure that we are moving about these streets, these internet streets responsibly. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oflo has joined the chat. Hi, Oflo. Oflo is in our chat. Thank you for pulling up to Nacho Sundays, Season 2, Episode 4, where it's Nacho Opinion. It's Nacho's Opinion. And again, we are going to be talking about cyberbullying. Now, what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets via SMS, text, and apps, online, in school, media platforms, or games and gaming, where people can view, participate in, or share content. It includes sending or posting or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. It can include sharing personal or private information about someone, causing embarrassment or humiliation. Now, there are laws that are in place to police the act of cyberbullying. However, they vary from state to state. So, depending on where you are, that may change the consequences that you are encountering when it comes to cyberbullying. The law foundationally does say using an electronic device to make someone fear for their life is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year and $1,000 fine. And this is in addition to state laws regarding cyberbullying. So, cyberbullying can take different extremes. You have people who threaten violence on through a cyber medium. There's also inappropriate pictures involving people who are not adults. I think you guys know what I'm saying. There's also any sharing of data, video, pictures in an instance where there is an expectation of privacy. I know you guys have heard of revenge P, and that's where somebody has shared a video of a private, intimate moment between sometimes them and another person, or sometimes between two people, and they're trying to expose one of the people. So that is definitely criminal in when it comes to cyberbullying. And lastly, stalking or hate crimes. If you are stalking someone on the internet, if you are using race or things of that nature to bully somebody, calling them racial slurs and so on, that can be considered criminal cyberbullying. So cyberbullying definitely has its spectrum of what can be considered punishable and what can be a misdemeanor or a fine, or however that state tends to address it. Another extreme of cyberbullying is something we call doxing. And when you are doxing, you are releasing, okay, here it is. It's the releasing of someone's personal info online. Illegal depends on circumstance the info was obtained, and if securing/releasing such info is part of a larger pattern of stalking or harassing. It is illegal in most jurisdictions and not tolerated on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Reddit, along with other platforms. So there's one thing to call somebody a name. You calling somebody knucklehead all over the internet, and you just harassing them, calling them knucklehead. But there's a whole nother challenge that comes in when it comes to the criminality of it. When you are doxing someone, you are releasing personal information, their phone number, their birth date, their social security number, their addresses and names of their family members, personal information. Doxing someone where you have a platform that could reach someone who has taken what you might think is just playful interneting, as my good friend Opolo says, and they take it seriously and they do something that maybe you didn't ask them to do, but maybe they felt encouraged to do because of how you talked about this person or have said things in the past that have led to a pattern of how you address this person on your platform. And they feel like, I'm going to do something good, and they think they might be doing something that you probably wanted, not realizing you just playing. So doxing, things like that. You want to be mindful that you are not putting people in a position to have harm or hurt or something unforeseen happen to them that you may have encouraged, not realizing you were doing so. One of the reasons why this subject is so close to home for me is because, as you saw earlier, I am a rapper and I come from a battle rap environment. And that environment definitely has changed over the years, over the decades. And with internet entering into the chat when it comes to battle rap, people have definitely stepped up their cruelty, their disrespect, the limits that people will go to be seen, to get attention, for likes, for comments, for super chats. It's just become insane. And I don't think that when you think about the thrill that people may get from the shock value of saying something insane in the battle rap space, and just trying to stir an emotion about a moment that isn't necessarily how you feel, you just know you'll get a reaction for saying it, or behave in a certain way. I don't think that there's enough consideration given to the person who's on the receiving end of this cyberbullying and the receiving end of this doxing. And when you think about the cleanup, it's so quick. It's so easy to put some misinformation out about somebody, or to put some harmful information out about someone. And you can go on about your day. You don't give any thought to trying to verify the information, confirm the safety of the people involved when it comes to information you want to release. You're not thinking about any of that. You're thinking about the attention you're going to get. You're thinking about the attention of what your channel can receive by having all these views. And if you're monetized, it's like, I just want the views. I'm going to say anything. I'm a shock jock. I'm just going to let whatever roll out of my face. And you're not thinking about the people who hurt in the process. You could be playing on the mind of a person who is a pillar in their family dynamic. They may have children. They might have a wife. They may be dealing with an ailing relative, and it's already stressful enough in their home life or personal life. Their kids might be impacted because some parents are a little looser than others when it comes to what they allow their children to see. And the children that get to see the inappropriate behavior online come to school and tease the kids who don't get to watch that because their parents are protecting them from certain things. And now these kids are impacted, not knowing what these kids are teasing or talking about when it comes to them being bullied physically in school. And that can get carried over back into the cybersphere. So I think we need to think more about who we hurt, who hurts, when we are in such a hurry to get attention for all the wrong reasons. People think that, they like to tell you it doesn't cost anything to tune in and watch, just watch for a few minutes. It doesn't cost anything to hit the like. But for the person that you might be doxing, to the person that you might be cyberbullying, it might just dig a little deeper into their soul when they see now 250 people like you talking about them. Now 310 people like you talking about them. It can play on the psyche in a way that is unhealthy mentally, and it might absolutely challenge the family dynamics in their personal lives. And I don't think it's worth it. I think that when you look at the statistics behind what goes into cyberbullying, it's they said people are 9 times more likely to be a victim of identity fraud when they are cyberbullied online. And I can definitely see where that can come from, because if you have someone doxing you or bullying you, putting your name in the algorithm in a way that is unbecoming, and they have set in motion emotions in their platform and followers to feel the way that they feel about you, then people might go digging in places that they really have no business. And if they get a hold of all the wrong information, they're already in an emotional state to not care. So if they're that kind of person, I could definitely see how somebody's personal information can get used for identity fraud. So people who are the end receivers of cyberbullying, they are 9 times more likely to be a victim of identity theft. So that's also something to think about. You know, if you have a heart, you don't want to put anybody at risk in that. I've had some identity theft challenges in the past that I had to sort out, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all. So if you think about those types of things, how people are impacted, it's not just you going back and forth online with somebody. It's really, you put a lot more at risk than just the person you think you're fussing at. And the resources that are being used, people, I've even heard of instances where people are playing games with the authorities, calling CPS on people's children because they wanted to have some shock blog session on their podcast, doxing or cyberbullying somebody. And I think when you get to the point where you're involving someone's children and you're using resources from what you would think is something you should be able to use in your community, you're using this to be bitter. It's not the outcome. The punishment doesn't fit the crime, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So be a little more compassionate. Think about those things. You know, if you're to the point where you just don't care who gets hurt, you don't care if somebody is so disturbed and inconvenienced by the horrible things that you are saying about them and spreading about them. You don't care about that, and you don't care how that impacts their children, their family, their immediate family, who may not even be in the same internet sphere as you. If you don't care about those things, that to me suggests that there's something more wrong with you than there is with the person that you may be trying to cyberbully. It's very telling, and it's frankly irresponsible. And again, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And yes, I think it is just highly irresponsible to cyberbully someone, especially for shits and giggles, so to speak. You're just there to get some attention, some likes and comments, because you're trying to turn up your channel. That's a horrible misuse of your superpowers as a superhero on this planet. Like, I'm gonna just say it. Now I'm getting some incoming fresh information. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have some incoming information on AT&T. Now I know that I said AT&T should acknowledge what they did, and it looks like AT&T has sent out messages to some of their customer base. It says, it's AT&T. We apologize for Thursday's outage, which may have impacted your ability to connect with others. We value you as a customer and commit to doing better. Now, AT&T, I appreciate the apology, but that do better gonna have to show up on my bill. So thank you, but nacho cheese. Nacho cheese. Anywho, we are going to move into the veggie nacho. And on the veggie nacho, this is where we talk about our health. And this week, I wanted to kind of address some of what I'm seeing going around. I've had a lot of people on my social medias, some family members even, who are suffering from upper respiratory challenges, but it's not the C19. So even though it's not C19, they are reporting, hey, I don't know what's going on with me. This is kicking my butt. It just seems like they're being told that they are familiar viruses. It's a cold, it's a flu, it's a sinus infection. They're being told that it's the usual suspects, but they are seemingly hitting harder. So the question to my audience is, once we got C19, did it somehow make the other common illnesses for the winter months impact more harshly? Did they mutate somehow? Is the flu now more fluier? Is the cold now more coldier? Is the sinus infection more sinus infectionier? It just seems like they are like supercharged. And I'm hearing people who are they are suffering sore throats, they are coughing more, worse than what they've seen in past years, but getting the same diagnoses. So my question is, what we gonna do about it? Because I'm not interested in nobody's cold, flu, shot, jab. Y'all already look. If you were here for Nacho Sunday season 1, you already know how I feel about that. So no, I'm not interested in getting the jab. I don't want your jab 2.0. I don't want the ouchie 3000. I'm good. I would like to be able to protect myself proactively to not even get any of this stuff. So what I would like to do, is encourage you guys to, if you feel yourself coming down with something, if you know that you are going to be in an environment where you are among people, and you can't necessarily mask up all the time, put gloves on, walk around in a bubble, you want to boost your immune system, start doing those things proactively. We are already in that season where you can be exposed to things that might give you an illness. You might get some cough or something that you don't want to deal with at the time. Do things early. I know that a couple of people I talked to, they are into ginger shots, and they prepare these ginger shots at home with ginger, honey, lemon, and some other things. And they just keep them on hand. And when they start to hear, people at work are getting sick, people at school are getting sick, people in the post office and you got to mail stuff are getting, coughing and getting sick, they just start popping those ginger shots. I encourage that. You don't have to always go and get somebody's pill and think that that's the only way you're going to get better. The pills that you take are derived from a plant of some kind, and it's in the pill form because it needs to be mass produced faster than a plant can grow. So I'm going to encourage you to look into how you can do things to help yourself that doesn't involve having to get somebody's prescription. I have definitely been a proponent of using, I know some people cook with the herb thyme. I can't tell you guys enough about this herb. I have shared this with anybody who calls me with a nasty cough or full of mucus. If you use the herb thyme, a lot of people use it in their Italian dishes. If you use thyme, use some cheesecloth or a strainer and make a tea out of it. Put just enough in there that you would maybe find in a tea bag. Strain it through some hot water. Put the thyme in a strainer, pour some hot water through it. If you're going to sweeten it, I suggest you use an organic honey. I wouldn't suggest sugar. That's just me. Sugar to me feeds the bacteria you're trying to get rid of. So I'm going to suggest honey. But yes, use thyme tea to dry out mucus. There's also a tea called mullein leaf. Now, I know that one might be a little less familiar to some of my audience, but mullein leaf, if you can make a tea or if you get mullein leaf tea bags, that's a good one for mucus as well. What that does, though, you might end up drinking that and feeling like you're getting sicker because you might see more mucus, when actually the mullein leaf tea will begin to dislodge the connection the mucus has to your inside. So you might be coughing up old stuff that's been there for a long time. So that mullein leaf tea is going to loosen up some of that old mucus, where the thyme tea is going to help dry out some of that mucus that is causing you some current discomfort. So I'm going to swear by those. I'm going to suggest that you look into those. And again, if you're going to do ginger shots, you can definitely go to YouTube University. I swear by it. But from what I understand, a lot of the people that I've talked to, and even when I make my own, it's lemon, ginger, honey, and some people even add a little turmeric into theirs. It depends on how you like or make yours. And some people also add a little garlic or onion, depending on how you're making your shots. Now, if you're making the mason jar tonic that sits on your counter for about 2 weeks before it's ready, that's the one you're probably going to add like the onions and the garlic and stuff to. But if you're just making the ginger shots, look into that. I believe it's just the turmeric, the ginger, the honey, and some warm water, mix it up. But again, you check online to see on the YouTube University which version you like best, because I'm not going to tell you that these things taste good. Okay, it's medicine, but I will tell you that it's probably a lot safer than some of these prescriptions that you're going to have to ultimately detox out of your body after it helps to help you with the current ailment. So look into those. We have to accept that we are in the thick of Western medicine, and Western medicine wants us to be pill dependent, and they are proponents of keeping the cycle going of eating food that continues to make you sick, where, you know, if you eat the food that makes you sick, you go to the doctor, they give you a pill where you have to take with food, and you eat the food that makes you sick, that you know, it's a vicious cycle, and they're all in it together. And, you know, again, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And as far as I'm concerned, they all in this together, because there ain't no way that I'm going to a doctor and they continue to give me prescriptions, and not one of them has told me to go home and drink some thyme tea. They'll give me an antibiotic, they'll give me something else, but they won't give me something that will immediately address what I'm dealing with in a natural way that doesn't impact my body with side effects. So I think I have this quote written down, and it just so happens to be what 2-1 said in the chat. Let the food be thy medicine. This is a fact. You know, what are we going to do when the grocery store isn't there? What are you going to do when you can't go to the pharmacy? You need to know how these plants that grow in your yard that you're calling weeds actually work to heal your body. A lot of times, depending on where you are, if you have an ailment, you might be growing the weed to cure that ailment. Yes, I said cure that ailment in your backyard. I know a lot of heart patients, they would complain about having to take so many different medications, and they also have a yard full of dandelions. So it's kind of like the irony, you know, like something so wonderful for your heart, like dandelions. You're so convinced it's a weed and it's ruining your yard. You are out here buying a weed killer to get rid of it, when really you should be boiling it and making different tonics and teas out of it so you can actually get better. So I'm going to encourage you to look into ways to heal yourself, healthy ways that don't involve being pill dependent. And, you know, I see something in my chat, and it says that since we're in the veggie nacho, cyberbullying can also impact someone's mental health. This is absolutely true. And this is kind of what I was getting at when I was talking about the impact on the receiver of cyberbullying. So yes, you are absolutely correct. It does have an impact on the mental capacity of the receiver. We don't always think about that, because we only look at what's in our face. We only see the talking head that's on the box that's doing all of the bullying and the doxing. We don't necessarily get to hear from or see the person who's being impacted by what they're doing, and it can take its toll. So, you know, if you have a heart, have these things in mind when you are seeing this happening, or if it's happening, if you are around someone who's doing this, you know, these are some things to consider. It's not going to be something that I would tolerate in my company, and I don't believe that if we knew the full ramifications of what actually happens in the cyberbullying context when it comes to the receiver, that we would even continue to do it. So, you know, if you see somebody cyberbullying, do your best to stop it, flag it, report it, but don't let it go on. It impacts many times more than just the person you see being bullied by the cyberbullier. So yes, absolutely correct. But just to get into the veggie nacho piece, where we were talking about being able to take care of ourselves with the natural remedies that were already here before anybody had a pharmacy or any doctor needed to make a band off of us for healing us. Illnesses are manufactured along with processed food to keep us sick and fearful. So we have got to be mindful of those things and let that encourage us to grow our own medicines, grow our own food, take care of ourselves in a way that will keep us from having to see a doctor who is already a piece in a system that is designed to keep us sick. And from there, we are going to get into our Nacho Supreme, where we talk about our knowledge nuggets, things that can help us get through this thing called life. And in this week's knowledge nugget, we are talking about not being upset when friends and family don't support our business ventures. I see a lot of my friends who are frustrated when they feel like, I told my whole family about my new video and I only got one like, and we get mad at our family because, and our friends, and it's like, you guys are supposed to support me and you guys are supposed to be there for me. And, you should be liking my videos. And yes, I agree that we should expect those things from the ones that we say that say they love us and call us family and call us friends. But we also have to understand too that things happen. People have their own lives to lead. It may not be intentional. These people may very well wish you all the happiness and success that your heart and hand can hold, but it doesn't mean that it's going to result in likes and shares and comments and super chats when we're looking for them. One thing I keep in mind is that once I am in a spectrum where I am exposed to a plethora of people all across the country, possibly all over the world, I'm not going to know all of those people. I'm not going to be able to call all those people by name. All of those people won't be related to me, and yet they'll still be supporting me and encouraging me to keep going and keep doing the things that I'm doing that they enjoy. And so with that in mind, I don't get upset when, I look at my likes and comments and I don't know any of those people. It used to bother me because I did look for, I'm like, you guys should be supporting me. You guys should be, and it would bother me. But when you think about it in the macro, you're not going to know everybody who supports you when they turn on their computer laptop. You're not going to know those people are watching. You're not going to know that you're reaching people all over the world. You're not going to know that. So if you're just appreciative of the support that you do receive, just be appreciative of the support that you get. Keep your energy there. Don't take your energy back to turn it towards who's not supporting, because that's not important. You want to keep your attention on those who are supporting, those who are encouraging you to keep going, keep pushing forward. Those are the people that you do it for. Those are the people who really will be there to see you next week, or who's going to tune in because they couldn't catch you when you went live, but they're going to go do the replay. Like, that's who you do it for. You do it for the people who are supporting you. And there's nothing wrong with the people who don't. Nothing wrong with that. Doesn't make them horrible people. Doesn't mean that, that they should, suffer some awful fate because they didn't support you. That's not what that means. It just means that you need to focus on those who are supporting you. Keep your ear to the ground enough to know to know your audience, to know how to gauge your audience, your supporting audience, in a way that you can continue to engage them in a way that makes them want to keep coming back week after week, or however frequent you're doing what you're doing. That's who you do it for. Appreciate the support you're getting. Don't worry about the support that you don't. It doesn't matter anyway. And with that, I'm going to close out looking at the chat. I'm going to see who pulled up to Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion, on this season 2, episode 4. And I see Steam Elements is saying, make sure you hit the like and share. I'm agreeing. I think that you guys should like and share this live, and definitely check out my video, which I'm going to play again before we leave. I see Mailman is in the chat. Thank you for pulling up to Nacho Sundays. And okay, Dave. Dave is saying, make sure you sub to the Description Volume channel. And he has dropped the link in the chat. I appreciate you for doing that, Dave. Thank you so much. And yes, run the numbers up. We are not going to stop you. And Oklo is definitely in the chat. He is the energy. I'm crying. 21 has definitely put the hashtag in there for our videographer, Grism Vision. He did an amazing job on our video. And from there, okay, Dave was asking what kind of herbs when I was doing the veggie nacho. I mentioned thyme, and that's spelled Thyme. It's thyme seasoning. A lot of times you might find it with the Italian herbs. A lot of people use it in their pastas. So thyme, and then I also mentioned mullein leaf, and I believe it's Mullien leaf. That's a good one. Both of those are great for mucus. If you're feeling coughy or congested, those should help. And again, the usual suspects, honey, lemon, ginger, turmeric. You can do a lot with those. A lot of people mix honey and turmeric together and call it liquid gold. So if you look into that, ancients have been using that particular concoction for thousands of years. And Wayne Almighty said, now bump my music or I'm going to get mad. Wayne, I have to get your video. I'm definitely going to have some Wayne music up here next week because I'm a fan and I wouldn't do you like that, Wayne. Mr. Entertainment said, Nachi with the bars. I appreciate you. Thank you. And Commodity, our behind the scenes man, who is definitely making sure that all the gears and gadgets are clicking and ticking in the right way. And with that said, let me share my screen again. See what I can see. Do, 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 do. All righty.
Frequency to heal myself when necessary. Seems like there's more than just one. It is a network.
The song is called Applings.
Unraveling here.
Fibonacci Brown and 21 Illuminous.
Time to unravel this network. If you understand what I'm saying. Over in our mothership,
2 Illuminous Production. 21 on Beats.
People ready to.
And our videographer, Mr. Grism Vision.
Over in our mothership, we in this bitch.
Yeah, 21 Illuminous, Fibonacci Brown, yeah. It's fuck these oplings seeking refuge in my mental. This wish a nigga was central. Make sure it's holy in your temple. You a vegetable when I'm in the room, and I'm vegetarian when I eat my food. Palms together when I pray on you, cause the chef about to use her favorite tool. Chop, cut, slice, dice. Shit, I ain't even got a knife. Seem like when I spell it in a rhyme, I cut a motherfucker up and serve him over rice. You ain't the only one that lose your cashews like you fi. But since me goes nuts too, I call it stir fry. Talk that shit, I'm licking my lips. This kind of beef, my favorite shit. Scrimmage anonymous, like nigga, who you playing with? And that's a meal on you haters. Healthiest meal you ate in ages. The way I see through the bullshit numbers, I might be Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, and that's on Trinity. Shit, piss and spit on the enemy. Fake friend of me, shit be offending me. Limit to sending me, friend of me, remedy. Serving that knockoff Nike shit. Check a nigga like, yeah, just try it. I like when they think they tough. Smash on the top, I'll fuck them up.
You can say you seen what you seen, but that don't really mean that's what you really saw. Shape shifting, face different, hate different, waste time and space different. Bing bong, ding kong, big lies about the size of King Kong. With a rhetoric's rhetorical like Solomon, you better put your ring on, cause the stove is really hot. 4 eyes, 4 pots, 2 pans. Dinner with dessert cooking in the kitchen. From scratch, no cans, and I'm walking with the band. Big hats, big boots, drum major. Big stick, long post, nub nose, big shot, long ranger. Big Hulk talking, giant walking, titan writing, calling scriptures. Super Saiyan saying something, slaying legion with the scriptures, 2nd edition. I'm a shot on a mission, pre-camp position, Cherokee with the vision. Seminole limit, Florida to the boo, I don't stop, get it. Sosa, no Sammy Davis, Junior dancing, tap, fast feet, hand cannon, blam, grandstanding, cub man, and dumb man, the nigga. Everything back, everything stole, everything go, everything cold, everything got, every motherfucking peanut butter in like bowl, motherfucker.
All this jewelry get the holes there. The 20 racks on a boxing match. You go, champ. Yeah, I invested in stock, me and my whole camp. I'm still trying to figure out a name for this dope stamp. Now that's real.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See y'all.